I'm going to do a walkthrough of the assignment 1 here for voiceover. Voiceover is the recording of voice. Simply, it's used in pretty much every radio advertisement, commercial that you see on television, books on tape, any type of recording of spoken word that you can imagine. That's what voiceover is. And usually there's not a visual component to it. So you're not, it's not in sync with anything. It's just spoken word recording. A radio is probably the best example of this. So I'm going to make a brand new session here. This is the dashboard, and I'm going to choose a bit depth of 32-bit float, and 88.2 is my sample rate, just to choose a different sample rate here. I'm also going to choose interleaved as my file type, which means that stereo files will be one file. They won't be split into left and right. If you don't check that, stereo files will be split into left and right. And I'm going to give it my last name underscore AS1 VO, something like that would be just fine, just so I can identify who it's from. Large diaphragm condenser mics here. Whatever mics you have available would be useful for this. If you have a built-in mic on your computer, even your phone would be absolutely fine if you want to transfer that to Pro Tools. We're going to work with whatever we have, but usually in this case you're going to want to use 2 large diaphragm condensers. You guys have probably heard of the AKG 414 mic here, and I have the Townsend Labs Sphere, which is a mic modeler. Another really important mic is the U87, the Neumann U87, which we have at Viking Studio. And so I'm going to make a new track here, a new mono track. I'm going to call this just VO, and I'm going to set my input correctly to, I believe I'm on input 2 here. And I'm just going to test this, check, check. Looks like I'm getting some signal there. And my gain is pretty good. I want to peak out at about negative 12 there, so that looks pretty good if I'm talking there. I should really put on headphones here because I'm also playing it back through my speakers, so I'm just going to turn down the monitor so I get no feedback there. And I'm just going to read this super cheesy real estate script here and do it a few times on these different mics here, and I'm going to pause the video. Okay. And so I kept on going when I made a mistake. which is fine because I can edit that later. I'm going to make another stereo track here. I should have made my track name here with the mic on there. That would be helpful. So this should be 414. And let's set the input correctly here. Record enable that. Test, 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 test. And I'm using this pop filter here. Or you could say it's just a windscreen. This mic is very sensitive. So I can be kind of close to it. There we go. I'm a little bit off axis. That's okay. Getting a good strong signal there. Maybe I'll crank up the gain a little bit more. There we go. Test, 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 test. There we go. Okay. This is going to be another mic. I plugged in the Sphere mic, and I'm going to do another take right below it. And let's get that going. So this is a stereo mic. So it has 2 diaphragms on it, and then I use a mic to decode it. So with VoiceOver, I have a music stand here with my script. I have a chair. You gotta be careful because it squeaks a little bit. And I'm going to do another pass on this. Here we go. I'm just gonna hit 3 as the key command to record here. Here we go. There we go. I'm rolling. All right, the second pass is done there. 2 different takes just to kind of hear the different timbres of the mics.